You're thinking about moving to Palm Springs, but here's what the Palm Springs Tourism Board and the other real estate agents just won't tell you. After helping many people relocate to the Coachella Valley in the past few years, I've seen the same pattern repeat. People fall in love with February in Palm Springs and then get a brutal wake-up call in July when their electric bill hits $600 or more. Hi, Neil here, your Living in Palm Springs real estate expert. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the complete truth about living in Palm Springs and the Coachella Valley in 2025. The incredible lifestyle benefits that keep people here and the hidden costs and challenges that force 30% of new residents to leave within 2 years. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it costs to live here, which neighborhoods offer the best value, and most importantly, whether desert living is actually right for your situation. Plus, I'll answer the most common questions my clients ask that nobody else talks about. If you're seriously considering a move to Palm Springs or anywhere in the Coachella Valley, make sure you watch this entire video and grab my free 4-page relocation guide in the description below. Trust me, this information could save you from making a $100,000 mistake. Let's start with what everyone does get right about Palm Springs, and that's the weather. It's absolutely incredible for 8 months of the year. From October through May, you're looking at picture-perfect temperatures in the 70s and 80s. I have clients who've moved here from Minnesota who literally take photos of their outdoor breakfast every morning because they still can't believe that they're actually eating outside in January. But here's the first thing they don't tell you. That perfect weather creates what I call seasonal schizophrenia of Palm Springs. From December through April, our population literally doubles. Let me show you what that means for your daily life. During peak season, you'll wait for an hour or so for dinner at a casual restaurant. And getting a grocery cart at Whole Foods on Saturday, well, good luck. The hiking trail you love, well, it's packed with tourists by 8 a.m. But then comes May and something magical happens. The crowds disappear and you get this incredible community back. My clients who understand this rhythm absolutely love it. And those who don't, well, they're the ones calling me to sell a few years later. Now, let's talk about what you're really here for, and that's the housing market. I'm going to give you the data that matters, not the fluff that you see everywhere else. As of March 2025, the median home price in Palm Springs is $1,234,574. That number probably made some of you quit watching this video, but wait, here's the context that changes everything. If you're coming from Los Angeles, where the median price is $1.8 million, you're actually saving $600,000. And you're getting a pool and mountain views and probably twice the square footage. I just helped a family buy a stunning home with a resort-style backyard for what their 1,200 square foot condo was worth. But here's what's really interesting, and this is data that I track that nobody else really talks about. There's a huge variation by neighborhood and timing. In Cathedral City and parts of Desert Hot Springs, you can still buy a quality home in the $400,000 to $700,000 range. And if you're strategic about timing, buying during the summer when competition is a little bit lower, I've helped clients save an additional $50,000 from off-peak season. The key is knowing which neighborhoods are undervalued right now and which ones are overpriced. That's exactly what I help my clients identify, and I'll put a link to my neighborhood value analysis in the description below. Okay, now we need to have that uncomfortable conversation about summer, and I'm going to be brutally honest because this is where most people make their biggest mistake. Last summer, we had 47 days over 115 degrees. On July 15th, it hit 122 degrees. At that temperature, you just can't be outside for more than a few minutes without risking heat exhaustion. But here's what nobody tells you about the financial impact. And I track this data for all my clients because it's crucial for budgeting. The average summer electric bill for a 2,000 square foot home runs somewhere between $450 and $600 per month, depending on where you have your thermostat set. For larger homes with pools, I've seen bills hit $800 or more. Now that's an extra $2,000 to $3,000 per year just for air conditioning. So one suggestion is to look into solar, as this really does make a big difference with your electric bills, especially in the summertime. Then you add in pool maintenance, landscape watering, and higher insurance costs, and you're looking at an additional $4,000 to $6,000 annually in desert-specific expenses that people don't budget for. Now, here's the thing. My happiest clients are the ones who plan for this. They either become seasonal residents and then travel during the summer, or they embrace the indoor lifestyle and take advantage of incredible summer deals at resorts and spas. But let's talk about what makes the challenging parts worth it. And these are the benefits that my long-term happy clients really rave about. First, the community here is unlike anywhere else I've lived. Palm Springs has the most welcoming, inclusive community anywhere, and you'll find it's incredibly diverse and a culture that celebrates everyone. The cultural scene has exploded in the past few years. The Plaza Theater's $30 million renovation program is bringing world-class performances. Desert X turns the entire valley into an outdoor art museum. And the new IndyCar Grand Prix at the Thermal Club is attracting a whole new demographic. But here's my favorite hidden benefit, and this is something I only realized after living here for a long time, and that's the pace of life fundamentally changes you. I have clients who were working 70 hours a week in Silicon Valley, and now they're actually watching sunsets. Executives from New York who've rediscovered their hobbies. The desert forces you to slow down, and once you adjust, most people just never want to go back to that rat race. Now, here's where I see a lot of people make mistakes. They focus only on Palm Springs and miss incredible opportunities in the rest of the Coachella Valley. Let me break down the personality of each area because this knowledge can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Cathedral City and Rancho Mirage offer 70 to 80% of the Palm Springs lifestyle at 60 to 70% of the cost. I just helped a retired couple find a gorgeous home in Rancho Mirage with mountain views and community golf for $200,000 less than they would have spent in Palm Springs. Palm Desert is the commercial hub with the best shopping and dining at El Paseo. If you want walkability and urban amenities, then your spot is La Quinta. It has some of the best golf courses in the country and the most family-friendly community feel. Indian Wells is ultra luxury, and here's an opportunity that most people miss. Indio and Coachella to the east are seeing massive growth and development. Smart investors are buying now before the prices catch up. I have clients who bought in East Indio 2 years ago, and they've already gained in equity. And Desert Hot Springs is also seeing fast-paced growth with lots of new home construction and one of the lowest crime rates in the Coachella Valley. Let's talk about the practical stuff that can make or break your desert living experience. California insurance costs have increased dramatically. Homeowners insurance is up 30% since 2023 due to California's fire and flood risk reassessment. You're looking at an additional $1,500 to $3,000 annually compared to non-desert areas. Healthcare is excellent here in the Coachella Valley, but a little bit limited. We have great hospitals and basic specialists, but if you have a really complex procedure, you may have to travel to Los Angeles or San Diego. Factor this into your planning if you have ongoing health needs. Transportation is car dependent. There's minimal public transportation, so you absolutely need a reliable vehicle. The good news? We now have over 200 EV charging stations. The bad news? Gas in California is higher than the national average. Groceries and services run 10 to 15% higher than the national averages, but when you factor in that there's no state tax on retirement income and lower property taxes compared to coastal California, many of my clients actually save money when they move here. After helping hundreds of families make this transition, I can predict with 90% accuracy who will love it here and who will struggle. You'll thrive here if you're financially prepared for the hidden costs, can work remotely, or are retired, and if you value outdoor lifestyle over urban conveniences. And you can handle the extreme heat in the summer, or you can travel in the summer. You'll struggle here in the Coachella Valley if you need a high-stress career environment, require extensive public transportation, or you can't handle seasonal crowds, or you're hoping to find a bargain compared to non-California areas. The biggest mistake I see? People who visit in February, fall in love, and then buy impulsively without experiencing summer or at least understanding the true costs. Don't be that person. Before we dive into your most frequently asked questions, I do want to make sure that you have all the information you need to make the best decision for your real estate goals. I've taken everything we've discussed today, plus some additional insider tips and the cost breakdowns, and compiled it into a simple, easy-to-read, 4-page guide that you can download completely free. Just click on the link in the description below. It's valuable information that could save you a lot of money. Now, let me answer the most common questions I get that we haven't covered yet. Question number 1. What about internet and cell service reliability? Internet infrastructure has improved dramatically. Most areas now have fiber options with speeds up to 1 gig. Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T have excellent coverage valley-wide for all of the major carriers. But now cell service can still be a little spotty in some of the back canyon areas. For remote workers, I always recommend testing speeds at your specific address before you buy. Question 2. How is the dating and social scene for single people? Well, the dating pool is definitely smaller than the major cities, of course, but the community is incredibly social. There are tons of hiking groups, wine clubs, and social meetups. The 33 to 55 demographic is also growing rapidly. Question 3. What about schools if we have kids? PalmSprings Unified has some excellent schools, particularly Cathedral City High School and Desert Hot Springs High. Many families choose private options like Desert Christian Academy. The challenge is that it's a resort community with fewer families and fewer kids overall, so youth sports and activities have a smaller participation. Question 4. Are we safe from natural disasters here in the Coachella Valley? Well, we're in an active earthquake zone, the San Andreas Fault Zone. It runs right through our area. Flood risk is also real during occasional heavy rains, and wildfire risk is moderate in the foothill areas. Good insurance and emergency preparedness are essential. Most long-term residents accept these risks for the lifestyle benefits. What's the job market like beyond remote work? Healthcare and hospitality offer the most opportunities. Eisenhower Health is the largest employer. Construction and trade stay busy. Professional services are limited. Average salaries are 15 to 20% below the coastal California cities, but the cost of living adjustments often balance that out. Question 6. How do you handle home maintenance in the desert climate? Desert living requires different maintenance priorities. HVAC systems work harder, so they need more frequent service. Pool maintenance is year-round, dust is constant, and UV exposure does fade everything outside faster. Budget an extra $200 to $300 monthly for desert-specific maintenance. Question 7. What about shopping and everyday conveniences? We have most major retailers, Target, Costco, Home Depot, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, and Sprouts, but we also have many great local businesses. Amazon delivery is reliable. Some specialty items do require trips to LA or online ordering. The trade-off is less selection sometimes, but much easier parking and shorter lines most of the year. Question 8. How pet-friendly is our area? Very pet-friendly with numerous dog parks and pet-welcoming businesses. The challenge is, of course, the summer heat. Walks must be early in the morning or late in the evening, and paw protection is essential on hot pavement. Several excellent veterinarian clinics also include emergency services. Question 9. What's the political climate like here in Palm Springs? Well, Palm Springs proper leans more progressive, while the other valley areas are more conservative. Generally, people focus more on quality of life issues than partisan politics here. Most of the city governments are very responsive to their residents. Community involvement is high across the entire political spectrum. Question 10. Any regrets from the people who have moved here? Well, the biggest regrets I hear are underestimating summer utility costs, missing urban cultural amenities, and sometimes difficulty building new friendships outside existing social circles. However, 85% of my clients say they'd make the same move again. The key is realistic expectations and proper preparation. Question 12. How does the extreme heat affect home construction, and what should I be looking for? Desert homes need specific features to handle extreme heat. Look for dual-pane windows, proper insulation, and newer HVAC systems rated for desert conditions. Flat roofs are common here, but they do require special maintenance, and you should avoid homes with poor insulation or single-pane windows. Your utility bills will be a lot higher. Question 13. What about property taxes and how do they compare? Property taxes in Riverside County average 0.62% of the assessed value, slower than most of California. However, some areas have additional assessments for community services called mellow roofs. An $800,000 home typically runs $4,000 to $6,000 annually in property taxes. The good news is California's Prop 13 limits increases to 2% per year. A good old rule of thumb is 1.25% of the purchase price of your new home. Question 14. Is it difficult to rent out properties for short-term or long-term rentals? Short-term rentals face increasing restrictions. The City of Palm Springs requires permits and limits the number of short-term vacation rental licenses. Some HOAs prohibit them entirely. Long-term rentals have strong demand, especially from seasonal residents and remote workers. I've done several other videos on this channel just about short-term vacation rentals. Be sure to check them out. How accessible is Palm Springs for people with mobility issues or disabilities? The area is quite accessible with most newer construction meeting ADA standards. Many developments offer single-story living options. Medical facilities are well equipped for various needs. However, outdoor activities can be challenging due to our desert terrain and our extreme temperatures. Public transportation accessibility is limited. Question 16. What's the reality of water recreation, pool, spas, and water activities? Pool ownership is almost essential for quality of life here. The area, according to some sources, has the most swimming pools per capita than anywhere else in the U.S. Expect $150 to $300 monthly for pool maintenance and also for chemicals. Water evaporation requires constant refilling, especially in the summertime. Many communities do have public pools and public spas. Question 17. How does the altitude affect people, especially those with health conditions? Well, Palm Springs sits about 500 feet above sea level, so altitude really isn't an issue for most people. However, dry air can affect people with respiratory conditions, and the extreme heat does pose risks for those with heart conditions or diabetes. So always consult your doctor before relocating here if you have significant health concerns. If this video helped clarify whether the Palm Springs area living might be right for you, I want to personally invite you to schedule a free, no-obligation Zoom call with me. This isn't a sales pitch. It's a genuine opportunity for you and me to discuss your specific Palm Springs area real estate goals. During our 20 to 30-minute conversation, I'll answer any questions you have about the neighborhoods, the costs, or lifestyle changes. More importantly, we'll work together to formulate a specific plan that's tailored to your situation, your timeline, and your budget. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, I'll give you honest guidance about your best next steps. You can book your free consultation. Just use the link in the description below. Pick a time that works best for your schedule. No pressure, no obligation, just valuable insights from someone who's helped many people successfully make this transition. And then don't forget to download the free Palm Springs relocation guide that I mentioned earlier. It's packed full of insider information that we covered today, plus some other information that didn't make it into the video. Want to learn more about the Coachella Valley? Be sure to watch this video next to learn all about living here in the Palm Springs area.